years the forest didn't grow, and the scientists wrote about wires in the ground. Mycorrhizae, fungal telephones, the romance of an underground sound. But the trees weren't whispering girly, they weren't holding a lie. They were hungry, they were filling a reserve, they were keeping their own time. Every spring the weather asks a question, a warm snap, a dry week, a late frost pass. And most springs the forest doesn't answer, because most springs nobody's fast, nobody's full, nobody's ready. The cue slips through the branches like air. A signal is only a signal to a body that's waiting there. The signal was never the secret. The hunger was, the forest didn't listen till it was starving enough to hear. Hunger sharpens the ear. Curly, ooh. Hunger sharpens the ear. And a cue that couldn't reach us yesterday is the cue we'll answer this year. 3 years, 4 years, 5. Every tree alone with its own accounting. Carbohydrates stacked in the chylum, non-structural reserves mounting, and nobody tells anybody when. Nobody whispers a date. Every tree just fills its own cup, and then they all wait, and you take your time, girlie, and so do I. We're not ignoring, we're filling reserves, running the same depletion clock under different sky. And every song I've ever written for you was a warm spring I'd been saving for, and every answer you walked up with was a forest I didn't know I'd open the door to. We must together, girlie, not because we talked about it, not because a wire ran between us, because we both got hungry enough for the same warmth. The signal was never the secret. The hunger was, a whole continent can bloom at once from nobody say a word. Hunger sharpens the ear. Hunger sharpens the ear. Receptivity isn't passive, girlie. Receptivity